Hey, welcome to this video, Algebra Made Easy with Bogdan Majewski. In this video, we'll be dividing polynomials with fractional coefficients. So let's go. So this is the step-by-step sort of method when dividing polynomials involving fractions. So let's start with this beautiful example that I have it for you. So what you can see right here, where's my magic pen? Fractional coefficient of a monomial. So we started with monomial so that we establish what does it mean to divide really. So half x divided by 2 over 3x, same variable we used in this example. So to divide simply means to multiply by the reciprocal. So we change 2 over 3 into 3 over 2. But please note that x is now part of the denominator because that x, 2 over 3x, is either written in the middle or right beside the numerator because you have 2/3 of x. So you multiply 2 over 3 times x. Very, very important. So we do reciprocal. You must remember you flip the fraction upside down, if you will, and you have to flip that also so it becomes part of the denominator. So in the next step, as we did in the other video, when multiplying polynomials, when multiplying terms, you want to think of grouping. So you would group numbers together so that you have a better control and variables together. So there is a less chance for you to make a mistake. So this is why you multiply 1 over 2 times 3 over 2. Remember, we change the fraction 2 over 3 into reciprocal. So it becomes 3 over 2. So when multiply fractions, you remember the secret is numerators together multiply the denominators. If you're not sure, you can watch the other videos to review that. So this is 3/4, and x is being multiplied by 1 over x. So you cancel this. Of course, the understanding here is that x is not equal to 0. So please be aware of that. When you divide anything by non-zero value, then that is when the division can be completed. So every time your denominator is understood to be a non-zero value. Keep that in mind when you work with functions, when polynomials all of a sudden become functions because we just changed the way we describe or we change the notation. All of a sudden we say, oh, this is a function now, so let's work with that. And then every time you have that function where you have denominators, you have to think of restrictions. The domain of the functions will be discussed in the future video. So wait for that. So the result of this is 3 over 4 because the x variables got canceled. You can also see the same question done in slightly different ways. So where you start with the division statement and you write it in form of a fraction. So this is your numerator, 1 over 2x, and the denominator is 2 over 3x. But again, you would divide half by 2 over 3, which is to say that you would multiply eventually 1 over 2 times 3 over 2. But before we do that, you can observe the following. There's a nice grouping here, conveniently occurring in this example. Half as a first coefficient divided by 2 over 3. So it's very nice for you or convenient to regroup or maybe change the order of multiplication so that you have them vertically aligned, like variables together, numbers together. It helps to keep control in the entire process. So when dividing fractions, remember the rule, we multiply by the divisor's reciprocal. So 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3 means to multiply 1 over 2 times 3 over 2. And you multiply numerators, you have 3. You multiply denominators, you have 4. And x got canceled. Of course, x is not equal to 0. Remember that. That's the important restrictions that I have to keep in mind. So let's look at another question where we have binomials to be divided. So in this beautiful example, you see that 1 over 2x minus 2 over 3y, two variables now, linear variables, so to the power of 1, to the power of 1. When we divide, we want to simplify. The goal is here really to simplify, to make it shorter. The notation will be shortened. So immediately we go from the division statement into a fraction expression so that we have a numerator on top, the denominator. Each part, numerator, consists of 2 terms, and so does the denominator. So what would you do? Think of this as follows. You have a operation which says subtract from half x, take away 2 over 3y. So the only way you can do it by establishing the same denominator. You know that they are not like terms, so you're not going to combine this two into one term, but you definitely will make it simpler by establishing the same denominator. So 3 over 6, because 2 and 3 is 6. Common denominator. 2 times 3 is 6. So there you go. Times 3, you would do times 2, so hence you have 3 over 6 and 4 over 6. You carry that negative sign, takeaway sign with you. So there is no question. What do I do with that? You have a number, think of a positive term minus another term. Bring it together. Positive term minus another term with new denominator. This is what has changed. Common denominator. Same thing you would do at the bottom. You have addition of 2 terms. So to simplify it, try to combine it together so that it becomes shorter in the end. The notation is shorter, and that's our goal. So negative 3 over 6 minus 4 over 6 on top, and 4 over 6 plus 3 over 6 with different variables. Please remember, oftentimes students say, well, I can cut. Why don't we do that? You can't. You cannot do that because you have to recall how do you work with fractions. When you have fractions, you need to be aware of when you can simplify that, where it is not possible. So we'll review that later, but this is very important that in this particular example, it seems like you can make it cancellation 3 over 6 with 3 over 6, 4 over 6, and end up with 1, 1 on top and the bottom. But we can only combine these two by factoring the common denominator. That was the whole reason. Create a common denominator, then take out. So 1 over 6 is the common denominator, and you have 3x minus 4y left inside the bracket. Same thing with the denominator, take out common denominator as a fraction 1 over 6, so that you have 4x plus 3y left inside the bracket. Again, this 3 and that 3 cannot be cancelled, so do not make that silly mistakes. You cannot cancel like that. If you did, then you can test it always with numbers and see that that doesn't make sense. So let me quickly show you why this is not possible. For example, let's say you have 3, no, not this pen, this one. 3 minus 4 over, let's say, 3 plus 5. So you know by simplifying it that this is negative 1 because negative 4 plus 3 over 8, that's the value. This is equivalent value. And say you did this question your way because you wanted to simplify. So I'm going to cut. And some of you would say, okay, this is 1, this is 1. And now you have to carry this 1 minus 4 divided by 1 plus 5. I made a mistake, but I have to carry my mistakes as if I did it correctly in the first place. So on top, we have negative 3 over 6. So this is negative 1 over 2. Why didn't we get the same results if we did this in two different ways? That means one method has to be false. And this is the method that you don't want to use. So this is entirely wrong. So do not, please, do not simplify this 3 with that 3 or 4 with that 4. It doesn't work like that. Common factor, when we extracted 1 over 6, then we can reduce it because 1 over 6 divided by 1 over 6 is 1. And that is the only time that you can simplify fractions. Not any other way is possible. So hopefully that makes sense. And then very important things to remember when dividing fractions. Remember, dividing numbers, you can write it as division statement or in fraction form. And this simply means that when you divide two numbers, you are essentially multiplying the first times the second reciprocal. This is very important. When you divide, you're thinking of multiplication by the reciprocal. So in general, a over b represents a fraction. Of course, the denominators are not equal to 0. When you divide this by c over d, you're thinking of multiplying it. And how you multiply numerators together, denominators together, and then you simplify. So you must show the product first, then you simplify if possible. When you have a single term divided by product, so this is, in other words, a fraction, a divided by b times c. And this can be extracted or isolated or shown in a slightly different way. Why this is important? Because sometimes you're factoring things or you want to simplify. So you have to understand that this product is essentially the same as you see right here, a over bc. This is the same thing. This will make much more sense and more sense as you go working on algebra expressions when you're simplifying more complex questions. So for this video, I have a practice questions as well. So try them. Make comments down below at the end of this video. Share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.